Well, I hope this course was useful for you. I hope you've learned something that will be interesting for your research and will help your research in some way. So I'd like to just recap what this course today has covered. So from this picture, this gives an overview of how you might think about constructing a social media analysis project. So first you have to decide what type of social media you want to analyze, and this course has covered Twitter and YouTube. And say you pick Twitter, then you have a choice. Do you want to analyze what a set of users tweet about? So you might have a user-focused investigation, or you might be interested in all the tweets on a particular topic, such as ADHD. So depending on that decision, you're going to need to do some search activities to find out how to specify the type of tweet that you want to collect. So if you want to focus on users, then you need to find their usernames. So you need to look on Twitter to find the usernames of the people that you're interested in. And if you're lucky, there'll be a complete list somewhere. For example, you can find a list of all Twitter handles of UK members of Parliament if you want. And if you pick a topic, then you need to spend a lot of time making queries that will match the tweets that are relevant to your topic. So in some cases, the queries might be relatively easy. For example, if you're investigating ADHD, then ADHD is a pretty good query. But in other cases, you might need to spend a lot of time trying to find queries that match relevant tweets and don't match many irrelevant tweets. So that might take you quite a while. On the other hand, if you're interested in YouTube, then you either need to find channels that are relevant to your interests. For example, you might find cooking channels or sports channels or news channels that are relevant to your research topic. Or if you want to pick on particular videos, then you would need to find a method of discovering which videos are interesting to you. So for example, you might pick all the videos by a pop group, or all the videos discussing a specific topic on YouTube. So the search stage is where you essentially specify what you're going to research at a narrow level. And once you've completed that, then if you're on Twitter and you're investigating users, you can choose whether to investigate tweets to them or tweets from them. So that gives you a different set of information, and depending on which one you choose, there's a slightly different procedure in Mosday to collect the tweets. And again, if you collect the queries, then there's a different procedure in Mosday. So depending on which thing you've picked in YouTube or Twitter, there's a different tab or a slightly different procedure to collect the tweets or the comments in Mosday. But then once that data collection stage is completed, then the pre-final stage is to check the results to make sure that you have got good data. So first of all, you need to make sure you've got enough data. And today we've run pilot tests, so the answer is probably no, I haven't got enough data, because we haven't had enough time to collect enough tweets. And then the second thing you need to check at this stage is there too much irrelevant content? So maybe your queries didn't really work out, so you've got lots of irrelevant tweets. So in that case, you might need to circle back to the beginning again and make a different set of queries. So quite often when queries are made, then there's a lot of circular trying different queries and testing the data and then modifying them. And sometimes they end up with quite long queries to rule out irrelevant types of text. So you might need to get a librarian to help you make the queries if you're not comfortable doing that. So it's an important stage. And I worry that people come on this course and they don't get good data and they think, okay, well, social media isn't for me. But the reason why you don't get that good data might be that you haven't managed to make the perfect queries yet. So this is a stage that might take a while to complete. So don't be put off immediately. Then the final stage is some kind of analysis of the the data that you collected. In other words, some kind of way to get meaning from the tweets or the comments that you collected. So you might use a formal method like content analysis, social science research methodology, or thematic analysis, or discourse analysis. If you've got a lot of data, you might just draw graphs of the data. And in this course, we've looked at word associations, which are ways of getting quick insights into differences in the data. So the word association method splits the tweets or the comments into 2 or more bits, and then finds words that are more common in one bit than another bit. For example, words that are more used by males in tweets than females in tweets. And then you can get some insights into your problem from these differences, into your topic or the users from these differences. Okay, so that's an overview of how what we've done fits into our larger scale research project. And a few other points I just want to quickly remind you of. First of all, the purpose of a social media analysis is often to get insights into how your topic is discussed on social media. And it's important to say that it's about your topic on social media and not about what people think. So most people are not on Twitter. I think it's about 10% now that are on Twitter. And most people are not on YouTube. Probably about 10%. This is a guess. Comment on YouTube, which is the data we analyze. So you're not getting insights about the general population. You are getting insights only about a sample. So that's fine if you're interested in social media primarily. But if you're using social media to get insights into offline topics, then you do need to take into account that you have a biased sample. Doesn't mean it's not useful, it's just important context that should be taken into account. And to recap on the international issue, so Twitter and YouTube are by default international, and research projects are often national. So there's a specific national or regional focus to research projects. So with YouTube, you can narrow down to some extent by picking the channels or the videos that you analyse. So if it's a video about UK politics or a channel of a UK politician, then you could expect most of the commenters to be from the UK, but there's no guarantee and there's no way of telling. And with Twitter, there are country filters, so you have to first gather international tweets, and you might narrow down with specific national queries. For example, if you pick the UK Prime Minister, then probably most of the tweets about him would be from the UK. But then there's a second level with Twitter, which is you can filter by the country of the tweeter. So Twitter gives enough information for many tweeters, I think it's about half, so that you can decide which country they come from, and Mojday works that out for you. So you can filter out the people not from the country that you're not interested in. And when? So YouTube gives you comments from any time since YouTube was born. So there's no time restriction on YouTube. With Twitter, the free general API gives you only tweets from the past week or so. So if you want long-term tweets from the free API, you have to leave Mojday on during the time period in which you want to collect the tweets, and then you'll get them. But you can't get to the old tweets that were posted more than a week ago from the free Twitter API. But you can get them from the academic API, so you need to sign up for the academic API if you need to analyze old tweets. So this is only available for researchers, so businesses would have to pay to access the same data as the academic API, which is the full set of old tweets. And just a reminder for ethics, so I recommend that you anonymize both users and posts unless they're public figures, so that you don't so that individual users can't be identified from whatever you write. And a reminder of the types of analysis that you can do. So you might use social media for just quick insights into your topic that you then follow up with surveys, questionnaires, or interviews, or other methods. You might do medium scale content analysis or thematic analysis in order to analyze the main issues discussed during the in your data set, or perhaps the most retweeted topics. And on a large scale, you could do any of these, but you can also use data mining approaches and a word association mining, as we've discussed specifically in this course. And there's a follow-up course on word association thematic analysis, which is an extension of that. So the amount of data you have limits the types of analyses that you can do, but in general, the more data you have, the better, deeper analysis you can run. Okay, so next step. So if you're ready to get the full set of Twitter, then you need to sign up with this URL to the academic API. You have to specify why you want the data, and you have to be quite detailed about this. We have had people in the past rejected and had to apply again. And there's a different version of Mojday for the academic Twitter, which looks almost identical to the version that you've been using today. The main difference is that you get the older tweets, and the other main difference is that the search syntax is more sophisticated, so you can submit more detailed queries in the main in the Twitter academic Mojday. And I recommend that when you're designing a research project with social media, that you really spend a long time trying to get tweets that you can analyze, or YouTube comments that you can analyze, that are relevant to your research project. So I think it works best, or it works best for me at least, if you have some flexibility about what you want to investigate, so that you can have a research project that investigates something that is on Twitter, rather than being fixed to something that you want to investigate, and it might not be discussed much on Twitter. So a little bit of flexibility in exactly what you want to investigate is helpful, I think, with social media analysis. And if you want to do the extended word association analysis method, which is called word association thematic analysis, then there's a follow-up course in a couple of weeks. So good luck, and if you have any questions, please email me, and if you get useful results, please also email me, so I'll be very happy to hear any success stories from you. So thanks very much for listening, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.